Pretty goddamn therapists.
Well, maybe you woke them up in the middle of the night with your nonsense.
For 20,000 each, they should be 24-hour service.
All right, so I wrote that down. So yeah, it's gonna take them a couple of hours. Like this is not something you do like
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I said.
over
Like,
your hand.
I'll call them at night, and then while they're working on her, I'll also be taking a nap because we've been on the road. We've been basically working nonstop for the past 48 hours.
Yep.
We've been like little mini breaks here and there. So I think
Yeah.
I'll
So
call it and just wait for them to, whenever they're ready.
they after they arrive, they start working, and yeah, it's gonna take quite some time to figure things out.
All right. Can we have a 5 minute break?
Yeah, sure. So I just want to get this one
Go ahead.
first, though. So, are now that's in play, is there anything else you want to do, or should we just fast forward to the next day?
I think we're all tired. Maybe fast forward to the morning.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think most of you are sleeping anyways.
Yeah. And that's the only reason I said just have them work the night and while we take a break. And
Yeah, that works. So yeah, fast forward to morning, and we can take a 5 minute break here.
perfect. That's a period that.
All right, I'm gonna get some coffee.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab a drink as well. Be right back.
Alright, I'm back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
How are you enjoying RimWorld, Mamba?
Pretty good. I'm not actually playing it right now, but I have so many mods loaded, it takes like 30 minutes to launch the game. So I just got all of the mods, like more than 130 of them.
Really?
But
are you using any like main mods, like the cult mod, Star Wars mod, or any of those?
Yeah,
Tech mod?
I don't have the Star Wars mod. I have the Call of Cthulhu, Vampire and Werewolf mods all up, and then I also have.
Those are really fun.
Yeah, those are pretty good. And then I have Rims and all, and God, just a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I did that on the 1.9 patch, 1.8, sorry.
Yeah, most of the mods in there are just quality of life stuff, like getting people to stack stuff properly and mods like that.
I love that mod. Do you have the mod where hold while you go or something like that, where when they're moving to a location, they'll actually take the things to haul?
Yeah.
They're just leaving. Oh, I hate it when they do that. Just leave things on the ground.
Yeah. No, I remember I have a fishing mod, and because of one of my hauling mods, I fixed it. But used to, they would go out and they would catch like 50 or so fish, like all together, and then they would go to bed, so they just leave them on the docks and they'd rot. And I'm like, God damn it.
That sounds pretty awful. I want to put a fridge out there.
Yeah.
A little fish hut or something. But no, yeah, I love RimWorld. I've been playing Kenshi, which is like RimWorld, except, more exploration, more death.
Oh yeah, I love Kenshi. It's one of those games where I could see a lot of people playing it and being like, what the fuck is this? But then once you realize like how to play Kenshi, it's like one of the best games ever.
It's just, there's so much to do. As long as you can wrap your head around it, you can put goals for yourself. Like my first playthrough, I'm just running around trying to figure out all the controls, all the little things. My second playthrough, I might play the slave scenario.
Yeah.
Where I start out as a slave, maybe do some servitude, get my skills up, and then just escape, get super strong, and then kill everybody that's enslaved me. Sounds like fun to me.
Yeah, I always did the what do you call it? The start where you're basically like naked in the middle of the desert. They changed it recently though.
Yeah, they're still there when you have like literally nothing.
Yeah.
There's zero money, zero, cats and everything.
Yeah, you'd start with a broken arm, but now they actually have a maiming mechanic, so you start with a severed arm. You have to get a robotic arm at some point.
That sucks. So you can't use any two-handed weapon. I actually started my character as a robot. I'm like, I'll test out the robots. I meet him, and I got a hive prince, and I got a human. I'll probably have all three of them as explorers just to explore the map a bit.
How much exploring have you done in that game?
Not much yet. Not much.
Yeah, there's stuff.
Like a few.
Sorry, I just I have like at least 100 hours in that game, and I still run into stuff where I'm like, what in the hell is that?
No, I believe it. I have like a small portion unlocked right now. Mind you, I've only played it for like 5 to 10 hours.
Yeah, like
nothing too bad.
There's this one desert area that I was in, and there are these satellites up in the sky that will just beam radiation down to random spots on the ground, and will just cook everything in that spot. And I'm like, oh, this is a pretty shitty place. Yeah.
I'm actually trying to make my way up to the Black City with my robot.
Yeah.
To get to find if I can find some more robots, or if there's a way to make skeleton beds, because, well, it costs $5,000 to get those stupid goddamn repair kits. And it's very hard to get them to repair my robot.
Yeah, I know that I built skeleton beds. I don't think it was a mod either, because I tried to do vanilla of Kenshi, because for whatever reason the game crashes a lot in vanilla anyway, so when I put mods on, the game just hates me.
Hmm. I haven't done mods yet. I might do a couple of mods for like quality of life, where like the map has borders for all the zones. 'Cause I saw that mod somewhere.
Yeah, I think the
Just
only
sort of like just.
yeah, I think the only mod I have is one that redoes the graphics for items to make it easier to tell them apart.
There's one one mod I wish, I don't know if there is. I wish it would pause whenever someone gets attacked.
Yeah.
Because so many times I would leave my guys to train at the guard tower, and then once night hits, they get beat up and put in jail because you're not supposed to be in there. So my guys keep getting beat up and then losing their weapons, and then I can't find their weapons anywhere. I don't know if a guard took them or what happened, or I can't. I don't have enough time to do all that because the guards do like way too much damage and knock out my guys so quick. So my last thing what I did was I went down to like a way station, and going there I found like a exile camp. I'm like, cool. I'm like, let's see what the exiles are. Do they hate me? They hate me. I go up to them, they start chasing me, so I keep like kiting one of them out, fighting with him to get my toughness up because I'm still pretty weak with one of my characters. So I've been just fighting him, trying to kill one. What I figured out is if I can get a bunch of them to follow me because I'm really fast, I get them to the way station where they have a lot of ninjas. Let the ninjas beat them up. So now I basically cleared out most of the exile camp, and the people that are left don't want to fight me. So now I'm going there and like training my guys up there because they have a bunch of training dummies. I'm too lazy to build my own.
Yeah, that was basically like I used to think that game was so difficult, and I think it is more difficult than a lot of the games I play. But after I figured out
it's not that bad.
Well, yeah, like I figured out at a certain point, I'm like, okay, so I just basically have to find like a certain tactic, and like for example, the first few times I played, I thought, okay, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna kill stuff, I'm gonna loot it, I'm gonna sell it like any other RPG. But then later I realized, oh, it's actually much easier to just walk around and wait for two groups of people to fight each other and just loot the battlefield while they're busy.
What I've been doing is I have a base off at Squim, which is it's one of the I forgot what the guys are called, the aliens.
Yeah,
of their capital things. Yeah. So what I have there, I bought a house there because of one of the first places I went to, like next to the hub. And I just hired anybody that's like worth 3,000. I just put them to mine. So I have like three people mining copper. So I built a little like copper storage in my thing. So I let them mine copper. Well, I have my explorers going around, training up their skills. So what I'll eventually do is I'll have 3 explorers, which is going to be myself and 2 other people. One of them is going to be a hive prince. One of them is going to be a human, just to get variety. Because some places don't like robots, some places don't like humans, some places don't like high. So getting a little bit of variety. I might get another person for the alien, the Kahak, or I think they call that. And eventually I'll have like a group of like people that will be like my army, right? So those guys will be the ones that go out into battle, try not to die.
Yeah, I've been set up in the swamp. I'm trying to remember the name of the city down there.
I've heard bad things about the swamp.
Yeah, I went down to the swamp because the first time I went down there, I got lost and just died because of these horrible creatures that live there. And people, also
I've heard bad things.
Yeah, they'll refer to like what they call the blood spider apocalypse because it hasn't happened to me since the last few updates, but used to the swamp. There's it's not in like an official city. There are these 3 gangs that basically run the city as the equivalent of a city guard. And the problem is that the blood spiders are so much more powerful than them that if you go to the area, then the blood spiders just eventually kill everybody in the city.
Oh, good.
But they eventually changed it, I think, because I haven't had that happen in a while. But it's a neat little place to live in.
I was looking at it and it said if anything really bad goes on with your safe, like some things that look weird, you can do the import safe thing, which will reset the map. But it'll keep all your things on the map, something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, they have that. It's pretty handy because the game will bug out a lot, and they also have stuff where you it's like those little tricks of playing Kenshi where you'll get stuck on something, so you have to hit like Control N to rebuild the nav mesh, stuff like that.
Okay, there's some. I don't know what that is. I know that somebody was talking about like opening a dev menu, but I haven't had any problems yet, so I have not looked up to it yet.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm just trying to train my guys just to be strong enough to actually beat bandits, because like bandits have like 30 attack, 30 defense, 30 strength, or something like that. A lot more than you do when you first start.
No, the end game for that is pretty neat. Like when you're building your own city and there's like faction politics and stuff. Like I saw one guy.
There's faction politics?
Oh yeah, like for example, there's one dude I was watching his stream. He built a city and he was like he looked around on the map and then he found like the perfect place to put a city between two empires, and so. What happens when you build a city is eventually the local empire will come by and they'll basically demand taxes from you. And if you don't pay taxes, then later they show up with an army and siege engines and stuff like that to blow up your city. And well, what he did is he built right between the two of them, so both tax people would show up at the same time, and then they would kill each other and leave them alone. And so it was funny to watch. The other thing that's kind of cool is there are certain things you can do that'll alter the whole world. So for example, there's like this cannibal king, and if you kill him, then all of the tribes that he's united will basically disintegrate, so it'll spawn different enemies in that part of the Badlands. And then
Really?
yeah, and do you know about the Fogmen?
I've heard of the Fogmen. I don't know where they are yet. I'm looking for them. So I heard they're pretty weak, so I can use them to train my skeleton up, because they take people, I believe, right?
Yeah, they kidnap people, and there's like this
They leave
sacrificial
skeletons
ritual.
alone, right? Yeah, they leave skeletons alone, from what I remember.
Yeah, I think basically the lore behind them is the Fogmen are a hive which had some disease, like the queen went insane, and so the hive basically went rogue and just started reproducing out of control. So they're these really weak enemies, but there's gonna be
hundreds of them.
Yeah. So they'll basically stun lock your guys and kill them.
I've seen a video of that. But that's what I saw a video of that, and I saw that one of the guys, he had a skeleton. All the hive people like knocked all these people up, took all his humans, but left his skeleton alone.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is, once I can find them, I can use my skeleton to train there.
Well, it's great if you have like someone with a ton of strength and two-handed weapon, because they'll just swing once and like 5 Fogmen die.
So my skeleton, because he's very good at using heavy weapons, I gave him a heavy cleaver weapon. So once I train it up, he should be able to just cleave through them pretty easily.
Yeah, but no, like as far as world events go, I think the Holy Empire, they share a border with the Fogmen. So if you kill enough, if you look, you'll occasionally see like nobles and people like walking around doing different errands on the map, or you'll see armies marching to go and fight other empires and take territory. Well, if you, as the player, sort of intervene in that, you can kill the king and then kill enough of the heirs to the throne that the Holy Empire just falls apart. And if that happens, then the Fogmen will overrun the whole Holy Empire. And so now you have to deal with Fogmen in that area.
I was thinking I might do a playthrough where I'm part of the Holy Empire and just I'm like, kill all the aliens! Humans number one! Pure bloods only! Yeah. But I felt that'd be a little too racist, so my first playthrough maybe kill them.
No, I liked, the Holy Empire, they hate women as well, so on a lot of the characters I play, a lot of the characters I play in Kenshi are, Scorchlander females, which they also hate Scorchlanders. And so what I had to do, you can actually still get into the city. You can walk in at night, because they don't really, a lot of their guards don't bother checking you at night. But if you get in during day and you happen to be carrying a bunch of their holy books, then the cleric will be like, oh, you're one of us, and he'll let you go in. So you just have to pretend that you're one of them.
I stole a bunch of holy books, but then I sold them because I needed money.
Yeah.
I found one of the camps. Some guy had a bunch of holy books. I guess he was part of the Holy Empire. He was like hiding out in there in a regular camp. So I'm like, you're not in here, so let me just steal everything in here.
Are we all here?
Oh, yeah. Hi, sorry.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we're here.